Hi, welcome back. We're looking at collections in Python. We looked at lists and dictionaries. In this video, we're going to learn about sets. Let's switch to the terminal. We'll try creating a set and then we can talk about the details of it. So let's say I want to create a new set called set1. You will do set1 equals. We use a curly brace for a set. And then let's say I would like to store a set of car models, right? So I can do something like Corolla, which is one value, and then I want to store Camry in the set, and I want to store a card. That should be good for now. Close with the curly brace. Enter. Now the set1 is created. We can display it by just typing set1, and we see the list of values stored, right? Now this may look similar to a list, but notice that a list uses a square bracket, whereas a set uses a curly brace. But that's not the only difference. If you also remember, a list is ordered, right? There was index. There is a 0th index, 1 to position, right? But in a set, there is no order. The order is never guaranteed. Python could store this in any which way it wants. So that's the key difference between a list and a set. A set is unordered, whereas a list is always ordered. There are situations where you may want to use something like a set, which is why this collection is available in Python. Now, another key property is you can never change a value in a set. You can only add. So I cannot say, hey Python, remove Corolla and update the value with something else, for example. It never works that way because you cannot change a value. You can only add new values or delete existing ones. So I can do something like set1.add Civic. Now if I display set1, I get 4 values now, right? I can also remove one, so I can do set1.remove. Let's say I want to remove Corolla. Now if I display set1, Corolla is gone. Oh, and I just realized that I mistyped Civic. It's fine. What else? You do a len, like we always do for collections. So I could do a len of set1. It's going to give me 3 because there are 3 values stored there. I can also do a pop. Now this is where it will get really interesting. Remember, if you do a pop on a list, it always removes the last item. And if you supply a particular value, it will remove it. Otherwise, if you just call a list.pop, it always removes the last item. But that's in a list, right? So in a set, since the order is never guaranteed, if you call pop, there is no guarantee that a card, which is the last one, will be pulled. As you can see, I called pop, it removed Civic because the set itself is unordered. There is no such thing as a last item. So this is something you really need to remember when you're working with sets. You cannot call the pop and assume that the last item would be removed. Pop basically removes a random item from the list. You can remember it that way. So you could do, let's say we display this first, so we have only 2. You could do a copy, just like we normally do. So set2 equals set1 dot copy. Now set2 has the same values. And similarly, you can call the clear. I can do a set2 dot clear, which will remove everything from the set. Now if I display set2, there's nothing in it, just an empty set. Those are the important or key functions in set that are commonly used. But just keep in mind that set is an unordered list of values, and you can only add values to it. You cannot change an existing value just because there's no order. You can add or delete or remove items from a set. That's basically what I wanted to cover about sets. Again, as I always say, try to do some examples of sets. Make sure you clearly understand how sets behave, because there could be situations in your programs where something like a set would come in very handy. So it's very important for you to understand all of these different types of collections available in Python. So keep practicing. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.